Why, hello everybody, welcome, I'm No02. Thank you for watching this video. Somebody mentioned about making a deck that didn't have Hazard Pay Double Grenade Pouch. This one's for you. This one's for you. This deck, uh, I'm going to be honest, not quite as good as Hazard Pay Double Grenade Pouch, but we do get to look at our economy in a sort of like different way, right? Look in a different way. I typically preach like a loot less, move more sort of mentality. If you're gonna loot, should be snappy, should be fast. You should know what you're looking for. Pop into the room. Do you see it? No. Move on. Leave. Start shooting zombies that are in your way. Start working your way down the path. Right. I also typically recommend if you have the money for it. You have the money for it. You should be leaving the safe room with full health, almost full ammo, all your pockets filled, things like that. Again, now we're not relying on random things popping up in the map. We can move quickly. We know exactly what we're looking for. If all of our pockets are filled, we throw one grenade. All I'm looking for is a grenade. Do I see it? No, let's go. Here, though, we're not doing that, right? This is for Act 1. I feel the most comfortable. Act 1 is like my control. My control. I know Act 1 very, very well. Very, very comfortable in Act 1. So whenever I'm testing anything out, so there might be more of these to come as far as approaching the economy from a different way. Because the nice thing about not having hazard pay and double grenade pouch is that we sort of having the scav cards sort of naturally make us more of a team player, but we're sort of not really doing that here. This is for your survival. We have offensive scavenger. Oh yeah, this is also for Hoffman. To compensate for the fact that we don't have double grenade pouch, we're playing Hoffman here. So I've practiced and played this with Hoffman. Offensive scavenger for our first card and fire in the hole. And sort of the same idea that we're going to have access to throwables that will then solve our problems and keep ourselves and our team healthier than they normally would have if we didn't have the grenades in the first place. But it's a little more RNG here, right? The nice thing about this and how this is economy is that for the most part, we're not going to be leaving the safe room with grenades purchased. We're not going to buy grenades. We're also at some point just going to be saying, hey, you know what? We'll find pills or whatever on the way. Don't need to buy pills for the most part, because most maps will have a couple of pills available to you, and if you have a support on your team, they should be the ones picking them up and using them anyways. You're just the mule for Doc, you know what I mean? But this is sort of the first approach to our economy here is that we're never going to be buying throwables, we'll just be taking what we got. But to help ensure that whatever it is that we do find, we can, at the very least, get some sort of value out of it. Even if we're just tossing firecrackers because we found them and it was convenient or whatever, we can heal off of it. And if we're in that oh crap situation, we can throw whatever it is and get out of there with our extra move speed here. So again, just these two cards sort of work together. Offensive scavenger and fire in the hole sort of synergize a little bit there, so that no matter what it is that we're finding, we can at the very least heal off of it. So if you're in some sort of weird solo clutch situation and you're running and you already have maybe 2 grenades or something, you're looking good on that, but you come across some firecrackers, you can just pick them up, throw them, 20 points of health, and you can move on. Find something else, throw it, 20 points of health, you can move on. And some maps that can be really, really good for this, you could end up running into 2 or 3 things in a whatever 20-second span and get 60 points of health and then keep moving. This is kind of a neat thing here. So first economy, we're not buying anything. Here's the other thing. I actually really, really like Fresh Bandage. I don't really run it in my decks for the most part, just because support cards like Fresh Bandage, Safe from Recovery, these cards become less valuable the better you play. The better you play, the less often you're taking damage, the less often you're making mistakes, the more reliably you're killing mutations and standing in the right place and knowing what to do, giving any bit of trouble. These cards end up becoming less valuable over time. But the really nice thing about Fresh Bandage is even though over time still playing good, but are slowly over time, you do end up taking a little bit damage here, a little bit of damage here, some chip damage here, and etc. And health is one of our most expensive things. So between fresh bandage and then eventually getting safe room recovery, the goal is to never use a medicine cabinet. We will never need one. If you're playing pretty decently, right? Pretty decently, you got your stuff together. You understand what's going on. You're standing in the right place and doing the things. Between fresh bandage and safe room recovery, you're pretty much getting a medicine cabinet heal per level. You're getting 21 trauma healed per level, and that's going to help you stay on top of it. And also, too, between fresh bandage and then eventually safe room recovery, healing like 30 points of health. Ideally, we don't have to heal at the store. That's 100 points, 100 copper for 50 points of health. It's the cheapest way of healing, but it's still 100 copper. So here, fresh bandage is hopefully allowing us to sort of skip having to pay for healing. That's the ultimate goal here. That's the ultimate goal. Whereas for the most part, per mission, you're maybe spending 100 copper if you need it or not. That's the ideal. Cross trainer, superior cardio for the crossing. I will say that if you get to pain train and you don't need fresh bandage, you can put it off. You don't have to pick it up right away. Get cross trainers. Pick up fresh bandage when you need it. Then we get tactical vest for the ammo, mostly. This is AR Hoffman. I would recommend, since we have tactical vest. But Clean Sweep is a weird map as far as not having a lot of ammo potential, but Guaranteed Breaker Fight is an obvious ammo drain. And then there's like 50,000 hawkers that come out of the liquor store, and you have the approach there. So for whatever reason, I've been finding that like Clean Sweep is a map where ammo seems to be in high demand. Let's hope take the edge off here with Tactical Vest. And then Safe Room Recovery. The reason why we don't pick it up earlier in the checkpoint is just because Clean Sweep is the beginning of the checkpoint. So if we had Safe Room Recovery on card 6, you're guaranteed not to get value out of it because that's the beginning of the checkpoint. You get a couple extra bullets, and that's about it. So we'll pick it up here for the team and for ourselves. Even if we're not really super duper injured, between the whole team, super great. We might still be floating bandage at some point, I think. I can't remember at what point your third card is a guaranteed pickup, but again, we sort of finish this healing wombo combo where we heal ourselves and our team, and hopefully we never need to use a medicine cabinet. Then in the zone, picked up on Barroom Blitz, allowing us to horde clear super well. We can pretty much single-handedly keep zombies off of the jukebox by ourselves if we're hitting headshots, things like that. You can run an LMG if you want. You can run any AR, doesn't really matter. Either way, in the zone will have you reloading really fast. Love in the zone. In the zone is probably like the best card as far as getting your character up to snuff for dealing with the horde. Like if you want to be the ideal with the horde guy, all you need is in the zone for the most part. In the zone and ammo. Now we get our pouches. Double grenade pouch going into special delivery. And we're sort of preparing for the diner here. So if we can get through special delivery, and special delivery and the diner both have a decent amount of just floating loot. So having offensive scavenger means that we have a chance here to sort of load up on something that we want, whether it's flashbangs or grenades or whatever. Hopefully we're leaving special delivery with like 2 or 3 grenades. We can hold up to 4 here. So that when we get into the diner, again, we don't have to buy that many. And we got extras from the previous level to ferry, to piggyback to the diner and then set up in the corner or whatever, right? But then when we get to the diner, we get shoulder bag. Again, just gonna help it easier. Gonna help it. Gonna make it easier to ferry all the random supplies on the map here. I tried to fit support scavenger into this deck, and it just don't worry about it. There's enough random meds floating around. It's not a big deal. And if you get to the end of the diner and there's like still 2 medkits on the ground, like you can pick them up. Anything left over at the end of the diner, we'll pretty much have pockets for it between us and the team as well. Then we get combat training going into Bad Seeds. And here, once we get to bad seeds, economy becomes less valuable, or economizing becomes less important as you get deeper into the checkpoints, because you start at bad seeds with a couple thousand copper anyways. So long as you're smart with your money, you can get team upgrades. We're leaving the safe room with 0 grenades. Maybe you buy 1 grenade, whatever, right? That's like a little bit. For the most part, though, we're just relying on offensive scavenger to keep our grenade pouch full. You leave with a pill or 2 or whatever. Pills are cheap, no big deal. We combat training, though, so that our AR has a more reliable time stumbling stingers and things like that in the big open map. And when you get to bad seeds, I think you only get green weapons anyway. So if you're starting at that checkpoint, combat training is going to be really, really nice, helping make sure that whatever gun AR you do pick up, that it will have some stumble potential when shooting at a stinger, especially if a teammate helps you. If a teammate helps you and you're unloading on it, you'll pretty much guarantee to stumble that stinger. Cold brew coffee for just the general reload speed, aim speed, great stuff. But we also get the use speed value out of Hell's Bells here, which is where we're picking it up. Reload speed going into Abandoned. So if we're focus firing on the Horde, we're getting in the zone stacks, blah, blah, blah. If a Reeker shows up, Tall Boy shows up, we might lose our in the zone stacks. Either way, we want to contribute to killing those things, especially if we end up not having grenades for Tall Boys. But also, too, we want to save our grenades specifically for the Tall Boys. So if having extra reload speed means that our gun's always ready to go when a Reeker shows up, then you can potentially then save a grenade and kill the Reeker with bullets and things like that. Rolling Thunder, canned goods, because the ability to just to hunker down, absorb some damage, right? Extra health will mean that we'll have more of a larger health pool, and we'll get more value out of firing the hole over time, and etc. So if we can hunker down, pull aggro off of the field cannon, keep that guy nice and safe, the longer we can stay alive in front of him, the better. And then we just double down on that concept of well-fed, net gain the team an extra plus 40 points of health. Everyone can hunker down, protect the field cannon, even if it means protecting it with your body. Hoffman's all about that. And so, yeah, the bulk of this, and this is sort of like my first attempt, and I've had some success with this deck. I sort of just recognizing that there's other ways that we can approach dealing with our economy. And so we'll save all of our money by not buying a bunch of grenades every single round. And hopefully we're never using a med cabinet, right? We're never having to drop 400 copper every other mission to heal, because we're just reliably using fresh bandage. Well, okie dokie. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of this deck. Let me know if you have success playing with it and things like that, if it looks interesting. And I'll keep messing with the brain to figure out if there's other cool setups that we can do as far as not having to rely on copper cards all the time. Though, let's get real, they're the best. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the future.